Welcome to the start of another, yes, another new anime review series. You might be thinking, wait, Nick, you just started one just a couple of days ago. You started another one already? Well, I was planning to do this anyways because I was very interested in the series, especially since this one is very similar to another series I reviewed just last year, Drugstore in Another World. This one is Parallel World Pharmacy. That actually aired just this year. And no, I didn't catch this one when it first aired, sadly enough. As a matter of fact, the final episode just aired just today. Yeah. Here we're discussing the first two episodes series. Now, we're introduced to several characters, like pretty much like a lot of the characters you're going to see with the series. You have the main character, whose name is Pharma. Yes, Pharma is basically their name for pharmacist. He's voiced by Morgana Lee, who now here's the thing. There is roughly two voice actors this whole series where actually I have heard of them before. The other, of course, is the actor who plays his father, Chris Ryan, whose name is Bruno. Yeah, Chris Ryan, if you don't know who he is, you may be familiar with his character from One Piece, Kinemon, as is one of the starring characters of the Wano arc. Yep, that character, which he does an excellent job voicing. Though he's not in the Whole Cake arc, he's absent for them. But he does come back for Wano. He actually first appeared in the Punk House arc. He was also there for Dressrosa, the Zoe Island arc. He was absent for Whole Cake. It was the first arc he was absent for, and he came back for Wano, which when they wrapped up the story, he actually stays in Wano. Yep, and of course also his assistant, well, his best friend, of course. Latte, who is voiced by Lindsay Idell, who actually I have met before. Yes, she is by far probably the biggest name voice actress of this whole series. I guess Crunchyroll's like, okay, let's put a big name voice actress here. Let's bring in Lindsay Idell, who voices popular characters like. God, I heard somebody was like, man, this voice sounds very familiar. Yes, it is Maya Fey from Ace Attorney, because that's why I heard her voice recently. She also voice of Nezri-chan from My Hero Academia. Yes, they even kept that for the dub. Let's see. She's also the voice of Ito from Tokyo Ghoul, both in the original series and the follow-up. She's the voice of Miranga Zagros from the most recent stuff for Black Clover. She's the voice of Angel from Fairy Tail. Yep. Let's see. She's in Solar Night as Mei Mei. She's in Attack on Titan as Gabby. Yep. And this by far is actually one of the more recent shows I actually worked on. Yes, this is 100% completely true. Oh yeah, she's also Katetsu Okutama as like I think she's the oldest of the four sisters. Yes. But she is making the voice act. I've met her once before, like I said. I got her to sign my copy of My Hero Academia. I got a pitch with her. It was actually just this year I met her. So, as proof, because I believe it was just this year I met her. Let's see. There she is. Me with Lindsay Idell. So, yeah. I actually officially met one voice actor who's been on this series. One. Now, she voices Latte, of course. Ellen, who is basically the main character's tutor, is played by Trisha Melton. I've never actually seen her anything here. Her adorable sister is played by Ariel Graham, who, those of you Overlord fans, she is Tia, one of the two twins from the Blue Rose Knights. Now, the start of the series is the main character, pharmacist, previously in Another World, where he's a pharmacist researcher, where he basically is typing like he's one of those like type like crazy, like oh my gosh, he basically works like midnight and takes a little break and goes to sleep about and it takes like works like hours and something else, and it's supposed to take like a 45-minute nap. By the way, his sister is there. I don't know who voices her. And possibly do some research What he's researching, I don't know. He's referred to as professor in the dub. I heard briefly the sub because I want to watch the dub. He was for his sensei, but that's Japanese for you. So he's referred to as professor. Okay, so then apparently he goes to sleep and then he wakes up in another world, and presumably he dies in his sleep due to overworking. Yes, that is presumably what happened here with him. And it's not exactly clear. And then all of a sudden he wakes up in the body of a 10-year-old boy. Yes, for some reason this is like this. And the first person he sees is Latte, where apparently he does not know who she is. But also it's revealed that he also got bandaged on his shoulder because apparently he got hit by lightning. Yes, he got hit by lightning. And it creates this burn mark that's on his right arm. It's like right around here, where it looked like a tree with roots. And he describes sort of like a burn mark from lightning. And this technically is true, but it's also a little bit glowing blue. So she introduced herself to her because he apparently got his memory jumbled up. So then introduces the family, mentioned about his sister, his mother, his father. The fact that they're basically a family of doctors, which, okay, makes total sense for him to be part of this family because, after all, he is a medical researcher, so I'm sure his research basically be useful here. Like his knowledge of modern medicine. So then he apparently just goes to have dinner. By the way, it is mentioned he does have an older brother who's actually not in the series. He actually is studying abroad. Why? Not specifically revealed yet. So they have dinner, and of course meet his tutor, which he at first he had a tutor, and then of course he meets her. I gotta admit, Ellen herself is very beautiful in this series. So, and of course shows her his power. Of course, he apparently is a lot more powerful than he normally used to be, where all she can is break her glasses. Then he does a little thing where he look very close. He can basically kind of squint. He also develops the ability to diagnose stuff with his eye, or apparently, aside from stuff with her eye, she also jammed her finger. And it's also just in the very first episode, he has no shadow. Yes, why the heck this is not exactly explained at this point in time, but I'll probably get explanation for it later. And after him doing more research, and of course him continuing to tutor her, her tutoring him. At one point, she runs away and hides in a suit of armor, and eventually she gives up. And so he uses his eye to basically diagnose all of the servants that he has. Like one's got a problem with their lungs, one's got a problem with his knees, and he basically also diagnoses Latte's problem that she has with her hands. She has eczema, a condition I have. You might be thinking, really? You have that? Yes, it's not a contagious disease. It's a skin condition I have. I was diagnosed with this a decade ago by my own mother. You're thinking, your mother? What is she? She want to practice medicine? She's a nurse. She knows what I have, so she gave me go-to books when I wash my hands. I always make sure to wash my hands every single time I basically use the bathroom. So that was something I was familiar with. So, and of course he gives her treatment first because she's close to him. He treats their servants, and eventually he's called before his father because apparently he is told, actually a couple times this happens. First he's told that his sister's got chickenpox. Something I've also had at one point. Yes, when I heard of chickenpox, yep, I had chickenpox when I was a kid. I had it once. Now he does bring up the fact that people catch it more than once. That actually is true, believe it or not. I personally I only got it once, and that was it. So he develops basically sort of a treatment for it, and she's cured the very next day. Yeah, that's thanks to modern day medicine. Now, I inadvertently have to catch chickenpox. Now, how I got chickenpox, I don't really know how I got it. But I inadvertently spread it to my siblings who both got it, and they're both doing perfectly fine. They both got families now. So he treats her, and of course, basically agrees to keep it a secret. She agrees to keep his little treatment a secret. And of course, she's cleared to go. And of course, she's put in quarantine, which that is perfectly standard for a sickness like that. You basically quarantine her from other people, so basically don't catch it per se. And then once again, he's called before his father, who apparently is coughing. And basically, he's going to meet the queen. Well, the Empress, mind you, and she's going with him, and that's at the end of the first episode. That's the first 2 episodes, mind you. Yes, and of course he also wants to bring about more affordable healthcare, people who are not rich per se, which is something he does want to do. And well, I'm looking forward to watching the next couple episodes. I'm going to watch the first 4. I'll come back to it after I read the second book of the series to pretty much watch the rest. Yep. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about it. It's just great series so far. I'm enjoying it. And if you're curious though, what is the studio who makes this one? Well, the answer is Diomedia. That's the name of the company. The company was only founded 16 years ago. Mm-hmm. And you might be curious though, like, have watched any series aside from this one that they have worked on? No. This is actually no. It's actually scratch. This actually is the second one I've actually watched with them because I'm looking at closer. Yeah, this is the second one I basically watched. Last one was My Girlfriend's is a, well, it has a few different names to it. Where it's called My Girlfriend's a Slutty Virgin. Yes, I have watched this show and I've met the lead voice actors for it, Caitlin Barr. And this actually was for her very first lead role for the series. Mm-hmm. Yes. And fun fact, the manga actually ended 2 years after the anime did. Why the heck that was, I have no idea. Yep. But you might be asking, am I going to check out any more series by this one company because I'm enjoying this one? One I'm interested in checking out is Sky Wizards of the Academy. I'm interested in this one. But aside from that, I don't have any desire to watch any other ones. I might watch more in the future, but who knows? Okay, so that's episode of you. Next one's going to be My Hero Academia. Be back to Halo Pharmacy to work on episode 3 and 4. And work on my other anime. Okay, next video. Bye.